Heck, joining us in the studio is Taylor. Taylor is a anti. You started off by trying to stop shark finning. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's going to happen. Well, that will be stopped now, on the 1st of October.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know about that. So you've become a real environmentalist. I saw that you were part of a few anti-deep sea oil drilling groups, and you're into the Green Party. We've got Gareth Hughes joining us later. So what?
5 minutes.
Yeah. What drove you to start pursuing that?
I guess I've grown up like by the ocean. I surf, I love snorkeling, swimming, just chilling at the beach. And when you kind of love something that much, you kind of feel like you want to protect it. So I learned about all these horrible things being done to sharks, whales, dolphins, and I just sort of jumped in where I could.
Yeah.
So you spoke at Festival for the Future up in Auckland. That's pretty impressive.
It was wicked.
So what did you talk about there? Just what you've been doing?
Sorry, what was it?
Like, yeah.
What's it all about? Yeah.
So pretty much they get groups of young people, I think they had about 14 this year, who are doing things, maybe leading a cause, and a couple what they call keynote speakers, so amazingly inspiring adults. And around 400 people come to the festival, get inspired, do some workshops, listen to the speeches. And yeah, I was lucky enough to be a young innovator this year, so I got to give a presentation about what I'm doing.
And that's because of your ocean saving stuff.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing around Kapiti in terms of your ocean? So you've been running your campaign. What have you been doing?
Yeah. So the campaign is called Stop with Finning, and at first it was pretty much majorly like social media. So we've got a Facebook page which you guys can check out.
What's that Facebook page?
It's just called Stop with Finning.
Cool.
Yeah, and and then we started doing stalls at events, doing speeches, selling T-shirts and stickers, putting posters up. It got to the stage I'd run around the road in a giant shark mascot costume with banners. I look crazy sometimes, but, I guess I'll do anything.
I mean, it draws
for this
attention.
cause. Yeah, it totally does, and then people ask, what are you doing? So, yeah, it gets the message out.
So, unfortunately, we tried to get the Minister for Conservation, the Honourable Dr. Nick Smith, on, but his office didn't return many requests for an interview.
Many requests. 4 calls.
Yeah, so joining us later, or just shortly after this,
in 3
is
minutes.
Green Party MP and spokesman for Oceans and Youth Affairs, Gareth Hughes.
Yeah, we're back with Taylor from Kapiti College, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
So you can't vote this election.
No, not yet.
But you said you'd be pretty keen to vote.
Yeah, definitely. I think young people should so be out there voting.
Yeah. Why? Why does it matter?
Well, I mean, even if, we're not, living by ourselves or...
Oh, hold on. We've got Gareth Hughes. He's calling my phone right now. Have we got the phone on? Kia ora, is that Gareth?
Yeah, hi. Sorry I missed your call.
That's all good. We've actually put you straight on air. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. In studio with us is Taylor.
Hi, Gareth.
Hey, Taylor. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
She's a bit of a
good, thanks.
Green Party supporter. And you've been doing
I'm a bit of a Taylor supporter. She's been doing great work in the
Do you guys
community.
know each other?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
So earlier, or over the weekend, the National Party announced their new conservation measures. What do you think about those?
Well, they opened up some marine reserves, and I really support more marine reserves, but also, as I pointed out, we've got less than half of 1% in our waters protected in marine reserves under national. That's way too small. They also announced these recreational fishing zones where my understanding is there isn't a great deal of commercial fishing activity, things like trawling happening there already. So
it's a bit of nothing.
It's a bit of spin. I think people should be a little bit sceptical of what the government's doing a week, 10 days before the election, when we had all this dirty politics spinning around. And I think we need to look at the things in detail. And when you look at the policy,
Taylor,
it's the Green Party putting out good detailed policy, not just spin like National.
Okay. Taylor had a bit of a win, though. Nick Smith is going to stop shark binging. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
So surely National are doing stuff, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and look, I've congratulated the government on that step, but let's also be honest, this has only happened because of people like Taylor, groups like the New Zealand Shark Alliance, WWF Forest and Bird.
Yeah.
And look, we've taken 3 years to get to this point. I remember helping establish the New Zealand Shark Alliance more than 3 years ago. So we've been pushing incredibly hard for National to do this step.
Right.
But look, I'm not
So
gonna...
National want to make the Green Party want to make some big initiatives in this area. How is all of that going to be funded?
Well, a lot of marine conservation actually doesn't cost a great deal of money. It's about looking after our oceans, making sure you've got the right steps in place, the right regulations. Take our last Maui's dolphin. There's only 55 left. So we've announced a $20 million package funded from the General Crown accounts to help those fishermen and women go to dolphin-friendly fishing gear.
Hey,
No one
Taylor.
wants to see the dolphin go extinct.
Do you think that's enough?
I think that it's obviously incredible news. I think it's, at the moment it's sort of more than we've got, so we've got to be so lucky with anything we can get in. Yeah, I mean, I think just so much needs to be done. Can I say quickly that the last species of dolphin to go extinct was a river dolphin in China, and the question's being asked, do we think that it's right that New Zealand, sustainable, clean New Zealand is the next country to possibly lose a species of dolphin?
Yeah.
So also, just swinging topic a bit, the Greens want to make a big change to child poverty if you get in next term. What can we expect to see around that?
Well, we've announced a $1 billion package, which would make sure that children growing up in poverty get the financial support they need for their parents. So often beneficiaries in New Zealand are scapegoated, and they're just not getting enough money to live. I think when 1 in 4 kids are growing up in poverty, something isn't working in New Zealand. So we've said we will fund it to lift those 230,000 plus kids out of poverty, and we're going to pay through it by upping the tax paid by people like me who earn more than $140,000 a year.
And that's going to bring in enough money to fund these new initiatives.
Yes, that's right. So when you look at our overall spending package, we're actually paying down debt and getting bigger surpluses.
So surely
than the National
things are being
Party.
cut somewhere.
Well, actually, what we're doing is paying down more debt and having bigger surpluses than National, and we're the only party that went and got it independently verified by economists. So we
Okay.
want to lift kids out of poverty, and we've identified clearly where the money's coming from.
All right, awesome. Maybe seeing that environmental management is obviously one of your party's greatest focuses, could you maybe sum up for us just really quickly sort of what your main objective or policy
Or why
is
should
to
someone
improve
vote
the
for the
environment?
Greens in the election? Just
in regard to
very
environmental
quickly.
management or generally.
Sure. So clean rivers and clean lakes, being able to safely swim is our birthright. Protecting it also grows jobs. It protects that valuable clean green brand. So this election we're standing for swimmable rivers and lakes, oil-free beaches, taking action on climate change, protection of the last 55 Maui's dolphins.
So that sounds great. Is there anything else Taylor wanted to ask Gareth? No?
I just wanted to say, obviously, how much I appreciate everything that Gareth has been doing and the rest of the Green Party, because ultimately, we need people to stand up for our environment, and it's just so wicked to see a party that's so dedicated to that.
Oh, thank you. Hey, and you've been an absolute champion on shark finning and should be
Cheers.
incredibly proud. So I look forward to your next campaign.
Oh, wicked. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about youth voting. So youth votership, as we know, has been down over the last few elections, and we've been doing rock and roll, and there's a lot of groups trying to get that up. What do you think parties need to do to get the youth vote up?
Well, we've got a real game changer opportunity this election with advanced voting. Already 100,000 Kiwis have already voted. It's easy, it's really fast, and if you're not enrolled, you can still vote if you go to an advanced voting station. There's 295 of them around the country. If you're not enrolled, you can't vote on election day, sadly. So I believe promoting advanced voting is a great way to get young people
Do you think we
voting,
should?
but ultimately, you've also got to give them a reason to vote, and that's what the Greens are also providing this election.
Do you think things like dirty politics are the kind of things that turn people off politics?
Yeah, absolutely. This is why I was turned off politics in high school, because it looked like an old, rich white boys club. MNP has helped. It's more representative. And the Green Party want to clean up our politics. That's why we've put a lot of good ideas out there, like
How are you going to do that?
fundraising reform. Well, it's about fundraising reform, disclosing lobbyists. We've pushed for many years for a code of conduct in Parliament.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the public, the media, and politicians all need to demand a higher standard. And I've said that publicly.
So you said we need to give young people a reason to vote. What would be, the biggest Green Party policy, biggest Green Party initiative that will be getting young people interested?
Well, I think we've got a whole host of them. I think the biggest is a vision for our country, which is a cleaner, smarter, fairer New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to things like work, we want to make sure there are good, well-paid jobs. We want to make sure the minimum wage is, in fact, a living wage. We want to make sure they're living in warm, dry, healthy homes.
Yeah.
So we've got a law to stop those crappy, sickly flats. We want to look after the environment for us and future generations. We want to help students get around with free public off-peak transport. For the cost of less than a kilometre of motorway,
Cool.
all students and apprentices can travel free off-peak.
So Lila Hari, who we were meant to have earlier, is just calling us now, so I'm going to wrap this up quickly. Just in 10 seconds, really quick, why should New Zealanders not vote for a John Key-led government?
Well, they should vote for a Green government because we will change the government. We'll bring in a smarter, fairer, cleaner New Zealand, and the way to do that is the party vote Green.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
That was the
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Best wishes.
See ya.
You too.
That was Green Party MP Gareth Hughes.